think we're live. I think we're live. Hit that subscribe button, please. Because I really want to be able to host this live every weekday, 5 days a week, sometimes twice, sometimes on the weekends. But my word is every weekday. I'd like to host this in a different kind of style. I really like some of these YouTubers, live streamers set up where they got a computer, where they can have a cam on themselves while filming their screen so they can bring up these articles, and that is my dream. And I can only do it with your help. So if you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live, you hit the like button, you leave a comment, you hit me up in the chat so this becomes a discussion, which that's like the best part of doing these live streams, when people are up in the chat bringing new info, bringing their perspectives, their point of view, their life experience. I absolutely love that. I am all for the people, and I'm all for hearing, I don't want to live inside a box. I want to hear about other people's experience with things. That's how we learn, that's how we grow, that's how we as a society progress. Imagine if the caveman that invented the wheel kept it to himself and he kept hiding in his cave. People like, ugh, how are you chasing down them dinosaurs so fast? And he was like, never mind you. And then that secret of the wheel died with him. Where would we be today? So we're going to talk about something that I've said this before. Here comes some of my life experience. I'll never forget, in high school, my history teacher said, while you sleep, they are changing the laws overnight. You could wake up the next day and be in violation of some law that they just voted on and not even know. And it is not their job to inform you. That is one thing for sure we can always count on. The government's job is not to keep us informed of what they're doing. In fact, that's why we have FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. And you can put in a FOIA request to find out what they're sneakily doing. Remember that. The government, the big media companies, they ain't your friend. They're not here. They're not obliged to keep the public abreast. They don't take no oath to say we will do our best to inform the public. These self-serving people are all about themselves. And as soon as I got alerts on for when Edward Snowden tweets, because that dude is a hero. Risked his life to bring information to the people. And as my favorite YouTuber, Cancel This Conspiracy, says in his intro, or he uses Democracy Now!, a great news source. He uses a clip from them which says, information is the oxygen of a democracy. So it's important we have this information. I'm going to bring to you the FISA reauthorization, section 702. Sounds weird, but once you do some digging, it's very simple. FISA, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. That's a broad scope of words. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. It's not always about the foreigners, let me tell you that. But that was enacted in 1978. And if you can imagine, that was a long time ago. What's up to everybody just joining? Hit the subscribe button. I really want to make this this live stream much more professional. I like to be sitting at a computer, but I can only do that with your help. So if you hit the subscribe button, you hit that notification bell, you hit that like, join in the chat, join in the live stream comments, mean the world to me, because I would like to be able to bring all these articles up on screen so you can see this. But if you've seen the thumbnail, Edward Snowden is urgently, this dude don't tweet urgently like that. In fact, for a while, he kind of disappeared and people were worried about him. But he's here. Guess who's back? Back again. Snowden's back. Snowden's back. Snowden's back. Snowden's back. And he was saying, you need to call your representatives now and tell them, no, you do not want this reauthorized. Also, I put all the links so you can follow along, be informed as much as you want to be. All the links to the things I'm discussing in the description. Holy rain. Holy rains a lot. If you've been following along with the live streams, you know that I've said it's rained for almost a month, but then on the eclipse day, it was perfectly sunny and 65. Weird. Conspiracy against Mother Nature. What is she up to? Why is she letting us observe this momentous celestial event? Well, thank you, Mother Nature. That was kind of rad. Every other day it's been pouring, sleeting, snowing in April. Look at this. All right, back to the topic at hand. Edward Snowden tweeting saying, tell your reps, which if you want to act now, I gotta wait till I get home, and I got a minute, but if you want to act, which I've called my representatives many times, and you leave them messages and pray they call you back, or you email them, and you never hear back. These people are very busy serving the people that are reaching out to them to tell them how they want to be served, and not hearing them. Irony. It's frustrating. They're self-serving. But Edward was retweeting a link where you can act, you can call in your area. It will set up a way to figure out who is in your area and how to get a hold of them to tell them, no, we do not want this FISA, F-I-S-A, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, Section 702 reauthorized. And what Section 702 is basically a broad-reaching, warrantless search for intel on electronic devices. So basically, they can go into your phone with no warrant, no authorization from a judge, and we just seen that with P. Diddy, right? P. Diddy's homes were raided, going to get intelligence and getting his phones and whatever stuff. It's a little different because this one is just, I'll get into it in a minute. But essentially with the P. Diddy thing, they got to get warrants signed off by judges proving that there is probable cause, there is enough evidence or enough allegations that have some roots in causation. What would you call it? I don't know. Not being unreasonable, because it's unreasonable search and seizure. So that's what we saw with P. Diddy. And I would imagine it was multiple states had to get these warrants signed off on because they were in multiple states, New York, Florida, California. So these are the processes you go through so we don't have a violation of our Fourth Amendment, right? So there aren't unreasonable searches and seizures. The cops just can't bust into your house on a whim. They can't just get into your phone on a whim because they didn't like how you looked at them or what you said online. But there needs to be some kind of probable cause, right? That is just an institution of America. It is the Fourth Amendment. This FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, Section 702, essentially skirts. Sorry. Am I still here? Am I still here? Please, somebody let me know in the chat that this didn't disconnect, please. It's still counting, but all right. Yes, Seha, thank you. Oh my God, I got it in time. And I'm very sorry to be interrupted like that. I got a phone call, and usually I put this in Do Not Disturb. Don't call me right now. I'm talking to the people, man. Do not call me. So I just put in Do Not Disturb. Nothing is as important as this. I take these live streams very seriously. And Seha, what is up? And my brother's up in the chat. Go subscribe to his channel. Florida Skylines. Aerial Vectors. Sorry. Florida Skylines is his TikTok. Go subscribe to that. I was just trying to catch up on TikTok. And basically, I try to catch up on TikTok because Cancel This Clothing Company, Cancel This Conspiracy is my favorite human on earth. So I'm obsessed anytime he puts out information. But let's get back to the FISA thing, because this is happening now. Again, please hit subscribe, hit the notification. I give you my word. I go live 5 days a week And I can't do this without you. I really like to have a setup like Cancel This Conspiracy, like these YouTubers who can bring up these articles. I would love to be able to bring up these articles and talk to you as I'm showing you what these things are happening in real time. For now, I can't, but I put all the links in the description so you can read along, you can play at home. So the FISA Act, right? Violation of our Fourth Amendment. And they're looking to reauthorize it right now. My history teacher, man, it haunts me because he said they will change the laws. The government is working through the night where they are voting on laws that could change your life overnight while you sleep. And that haunted me, man. I'll never forget him saying that because as a young kid, you don't really consider that. You don't think about that. I mean, some adults don't even think about that until it's too late. That's why I'm bringing you this. And listen, normally I want to be entertaining. We'll crack jokes and stuff like this. But if Edward Snowden's tweeting this as an emergency tweet, like you need to act now, citizens of America, if you want to protect your privacy, your rights, your Fourth Amendment right, that my ears perked up. So that's why you see that as the thumbnail. I put the link to what he was tweeting to call your representatives. Don't forget, they're called representatives for a reason. Public servants. Notice how you don't hear that language anymore. They're never called public servants. God, imagine if you called some of these people a public servant. They would probably get offended. It's their job title. That's what they are. They're meant to serve the public. That's why we elect them to go and speak in our place. And none of them do that. And look at this one. So I also put in the description, the Biggs Amendment. The Biggs Amendment, I believe he's a senator out of Arizona, which was shocking because Arizona is not normally into people's privacy and protecting the citizens. Gets a little Wild West feeling, Westworld feeling. Everybody watch Westworld? I watched like the first season of that. That was a good show. Let's stay on topic, Rob. The Biggs Amendment. He was trying to reform and make some accountability to end these warrantless surveillance methods that they were doing under the guise of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act from 1978. Again, some of these acts are way outdated. They don't keep up with technology. And when they do, who do they benefit? The government. The government's never going to be like, hey, we are really stepping outside of our bounds here when we're going to do, let's see, what was the number? 200,000 backdoor warrantless searches on America in 2022 alone. And that's what they could uncover. So remember here, this is not like the government giving up this information. They don't want to do that. They don't want you to know about that. I mean, you need to just read some of the articles I put in the description and research it. Just look up FISA vote, F-I-S-A, FISA vote, Section 702, which allows for this surveillance of Americans without any probable cause. It is an unreasonable search and seizure, which we have protections for in our Constitution. The Fourth Amendment says, you can't just have some unreasonable search and seizure. You can't just be going into people's homes, going into people's phones, which, obviously it wasn't written with phones in mind, but these are important things. And irregardless, I used to say, and I was young and dumb, you know who's not worried about that? The people that aren't committing crimes. And I said that, and I feel horrible about being a person who said that and spread that. That was naive of me. That was stupid of me. I think I was just, being a jerk, really, because obviously I was very stupid, number one. But naive to we see now we are in a time of political dissidents being punished. Edward Snowden being, one of the top ones to bring attention to this. But he was a dude, that leaked information saying, hey, the government's spying on you, irregardless if you want them to or not. And now he lives in Russia forever. So the government ain't your friend. They don't want you to be well informed. Like old Uncle Noam Chomsky says, he's not my uncle, but that's the running joke on my live stream, in case you're new here. Old Uncle Noam says, what should really happen in a good society is the citizens should be well informed, making rational decisions. In our society, citizens are uninformed, making irrational decisions, and that is a product of capitalism marketing. You know, all the commercials, the sexy commercials, the touching commercials that you see that then want to sell you like constipation meds, or whatever it is, or the polar bears that sell you Coca-Cola and make it seem like the family gathers around Coca-Cola. Mostly because the family needs to figure out how they're going to, cover the cost of the diabetes medication. But, that slick kind of marketing is meant to have the consumer uninformed, making irrational decisions. Seha, all data leaving the U.S. and entering the U.S. through telecom cables is stored in huge servers on the coast. Correct. And so I'm glad you said that. So the FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, again, all the things are in the description to read about this stuff. 1978, it regulates certain types of foreign intel collection that occurs with the assistance from those, what Seha put in the comments, for those watching later, the live stream comments. This act works to get assistance from the U.S. telecommunication agencies. So it allows the government to say, hey, big cell phone providers, we need that info that you're storing. In fact, I just had a conversation with my wife about this the other day because she wants to go to AT&T. I don't know if anybody uses that. We've had a horrible experience so far. Somebody stole our cell phones off our porch and they just kind of let us float in the wind. And I was like, do you want my business or no? And they were like, well, if we get you a refund, which we still haven't for paying the taxes, they were like, you can reorder everything. And I was like, oh, so I just got to jump through hoops to be your customer? Piss off. But when my wife was like going through all the benefits, bonuses, she was like, oh, they store your data for 5 years. And I was like, that's horrible. She's like, well, it used to be 7 years. And she's like, why do you care? And I was like, why do I care? She was like, cell phone tower data. Like, what happens if something happened to the kids and they need to, see that stored cell phone tower data? And my common sense reaction was like, listen, if something happens to the kids and it's 5 years later that we're getting that data, I was like, chances are we're in a horrible situation. I was like, I could see them storing it for a month, 2 months, but what are they doing with all that collected data? Honestly, what do you think they're doing? They're either selling it or giving it to somebody, and most likely it's all nefarious reasons. They are tracking what Edward Snowden discussed, again, if you watch some of his lectures on YouTube, the meta and micro data. I forget, it gets like so small, it just becomes these more obscure new wave language, new tech wave language, whatever you want to call it. And that micro data, basically, he was like, they can figure out exactly who the F you are by tracking you, seeing what you purchase. Like, they can basically predict your next move. And when they sell that data to these huge companies, these companies can do targeted ads on you or basically intercept your purchasing habits to make sure that, whoever purchased the data, they get there first in front of your face, and you don't even realize you've been sold something that was planned out months ago. Sorry to go all tinfoil hat on everybody. It's not tinfoil hat, like, this is widely circulated information, and that's why everything you hook to the net is tracked. 100% Seha. See, I love Seha in the comments, man. Seha is holding it down. And, thank you for joining the live stream, Seha. Thank you for adding this conversation, some dialogue. This is the stuff that really, like, why I do these live streams, why I love them. Well, why I do them is I need to bring this information to people. I just feel compelled. But I love these conversations. And whether we agree or disagree, I just love getting new information and seeing people's perspectives and narratives. It really, like, I am a very social person, even though, like, I like to keep to myself for the most part. Like, I love having certain dialogues, and this is very important that we understand these things and that we come together as a people. That's what Edward Snowden, if you saw the thumbnail, was saying. Like, we are supposed to be in control of our society, our government. We should have some kind of say in this. And that's what he was tweeting. Like, yo, if you don't want these Section 702, what these Republicans are voting on now, and the nefarious plot behind this, and I linked this article in the description too. Read this one. It's the second or third article. Is that they're saying they want to reauthorize these warrantless surveillance of American citizens, which hundreds of thousands are happening, and you don't know about it, and you won't find out until all of a sudden, you know, maybe something horrible I don't know. But either way, they want to reauthorize this Section 702 of the FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, for 2 more years. And what this article says is they're banking on Trump getting in office. And that 2 more years will extend it to Trump's time where he can, etch it into stone. And if you know anything about what Trump says, he wants all his opponents locked up or worse. And he said, this is not me put words in his mouth. This dude is like vocally like, yo, if you're against me, you should, the worst should happen to you. And that's a horrifying thing. Just look through history of the people who spoke like that. I mean, even if you're an opponent in an election or opponent to be a public servant, you should be able to just have some sort of respect for other people wanting to represent people, if that makes sense. Like, there should be a respect, irregardless of their views. Like, there should be a respect of people who want to take on the mantle, shoulder the yoke of of their community. That's a daunting task to do. And the way Trump talks about it is sickening, because he has no regard for anybody unless they see his way. And there's an irony to all his cult followers who are like, I'm a free thinker, but they only repeat stuff that Trump says. And you wonder, like, do they not hear themselves out loud? Ample thought present. What is up? What is up? I've been going for a little while now. But good to see you, Ample Thought. Good to see you, Say Hi. Good to see you, my little bro. Go subscribe to all the people in the live comments, and please hit that subscribe button, notification bell. I really want to do this live stream on a computer properly where I can bring up these articles, bring up the stuff to show you. Right now, best I can do is it's all in the comments. I mean, in the description, all the articles that I'm talking about, all the ways to take action. So anyways, they're hoping that by reauthorizing this for 2 years, Trump can get in and he can make it legal to backdoor search, no warrant, no probable cause, to do unreasonable, to violate our Fourth Amendment, to do unreasonable search and seizures on our phones, our devices, anything like Seha was saying, anything that is connected into the Wi-Fi, which is supposed to be a public good. It's supposed to be like a public service. It's supposed to be something that, we're all meant to benefit from. And now it's been being used for nefarious things. But if Trump has that and he just wants to say, go look into these people, go look into any dissidents, go look into my opposition. I mean, isn't that what Nixon was like, thrown out of, well, he resigned, but isn't that like Nixon's whole controversy? Like, he was trying to coordinate the downfall of his opponents. And now here we are in a day and age where people are just accepting of it or wanting it. That's the even worse part. It's like, some people, I understand when you're a sycophant for Trump, they're probably supporting this because they want all opposition crushed, which is not very American. Yes, Aerial Vectors up in this piece. Go subscribe to Aerial Vectors, best drone channel on YouTube in all of America. And if I get my way, I'm gonna fly him out. Oh, and if you're the praying type, please pray for Jesus to resurrect my radio career, just like he resurrected himself on Easter. That's right. Jesus, my Lord and Savior, my God. May God's will be my way. Please pray, because I'm just praying for this opportunity to go through. And then my little bro can get some better drone footage of more regions in America, which would be fantastic. Just any way for me to bring in some more money too, because I miss seeing my family. I've only got to meet my one niece twice, I think, or 3 times. Maybe twice. And my other niece, never. It eats at me every single day. Because if you don't have kids, or you're considering them, or you just like them, kids are awesome. you know that time when they're young is very precious and it's fleeting. So, to have no money and be trapped far away from family is really one of the most horrible things. You don't see many people at the end of their life going, I just wish I spent more time at work or by myself. If they have family they love, that is the number one thing. Say hi. Every camera and microphone want to it hook up to a headset to your computer, talk about dogs for 30 minutes and surf the web. You'll get hit with dog ads. Say hi. I'll do you one better, okay? By the way, hi Google. Just got to give the shout out to Bill Gates watching us right now because they observe. But you're right. So like anything that's hooked up, that's why I usually unplug any cameras or anything, just make sure it's not even connected to anything, power included. Again, welcome to the tinfoil hat live stream. But say hi is 100% correct. And I'll go a step further. I've talked to people on the phone that I didn't say this to them, but we've talked about a topic, and the next time I talked to them, they said, what's so weird? Ever since we discussed that, I keep seeing ads for whatever we were talking about. And I won't go into specifics, but these people have come to me. And I tell them, I say, you know what? That's my joke whenever I'm on the phone. I usually say, hey, Amazon, what's up, Jeff Bezos? What's up, Bill Gates? Hey, Google, and I don't have Alexa. My mother-in-law got Alexa for the kids, my wife, and I let them play with it for a little bit, and then I just unplugged it and put it hidden in a cabinet. I hid it from everyone. And I was like, I don't want a recording device in my house, sorry. And if you know anything about those Alexas and the stuff Jeff Bezos is working on, he's trying to get it so the sound vibrations and the different technology that they use can map out the inside of your home, so they know the dimensions, what kind of place you live in. I mean, think about it. They have money to do this. They're not going to use that money to pay their workers. They're using it to figure out everything they can to sell us more until we're broke. Ample thought. The most dangerous thing isn't a lamb leading an army of lions. It's a lion leading an army of sheep. Yeah, I like that one. I haven't heard that. I would like to see a lamb leading an army of lions, though. Because the most radical thing is, Lamb of God leading an army of lions. That would be cool. But the lion leading sheep, holy crap. That's a lot of bleeding. Blah. Or are those goats? No, lambs do that too. Have you ever looked at a goat's eye? It's a square, the pupil. Weird, right? Weird. No joke. Or is it a diamond? Diamond is a square. Just a little drunk. Little drunk, square is a diamond. Ample thought. The Ring doorbells will never ever be attached to my house. Yeah, people got the Ring doorbells. I use a different cam system around my house, and I don't subscribe to the service. I got a hard card. It is connected to the Wi-Fi. That's the unfortunate thing. It's a rectangle. Rectangle is just a stretched out square. So technically, I'm not wrong. It's a trapezoid. I want to meet a goat that has a pentagon pupil. But no joke, look at a goat's eyeball. I understand why, ancient times people were like, goat, mark of the beast. Because if you look at its pupil, you're like, yo, something is going on here. It's got the hoofs, the horns, pentagon pupils. Goats are weird. My buddy had a goat. Cool goat, though. He fed it out of beer bottles with a nipple on top. Very cool goat. But again, pupils will mess with you. I use closed circuit security cams with its own storage, no net. Say hi. Ooh, bro, do a YouTube video on how to set that up. Please say hi so I can watch it. Or maybe somebody has done one, because I would like to essentially do that. Because you keep hearing about these data breaches, and especially these creeps who hack into your Wi-Fi cams and then start talking to your kids, and I mean, my cams are outside. They're just to monitor because, like I told you, somebody just stole thousands of dollars of phones off my porch. Not somebody, it was the FedEx guy. And then he left a bag of trash on my porch. I can't wait to see this FedEx guy again. And when I called his manager, he goes, I know that guy. I don't think he'd do that. And I was like, that's your response? I'm accusing him of a heinous larceny. And the dude was just like, yeah, I've known him. And I'm like, are you in on it? Oh, And he goes, we have cameras in the trucks. And I go, awesome. So this is easily solved. Get me the footage. And they still haven't. Suspect. I mean, that's the thing. You have cams, right? It's easily provable. And they did not want to go that route. Anyways, I use a night owl system hardwired. I am going to look into that. I really, see, this is the info you just can't get without a live stream. And I'll tell you, I scour YouTube for finding out stuff, but you never know, like, what's an ad, what, is just a preference, and what, is really working for people. So it's good to get, I never heard a night owl system, and I never even considered a closed circuit security cam. Say hi, you're the man. Thank you. So again, if you feel like being active in our democracy and for our rights, not to just wrap it up here, but I really want to get back to this, because again, if Edward Snowden is making a point to be like, you guys got to take action, I'm not just going to listen to him. Again, I'm not a sheep, like Jim Brewer likes to says. It's so funny. Jim Brewer's like, I'm not a sheep, I'm a free thinker. And then he's just repeating points from one supreme leader. Oh, the irony. I wonder if he hears himself out loud, or if the money he gets from the suckers is just enough to clog his ears. So yeah, so once Snowden did that, that's all I spent, the next 20 minutes reading about. And I didn't realize, that it was a legal way for them to violate our Fourth Amendment, and that courts had ruled it's not unconstitutional, even though it clearly is. It's an unreasonable search and seizure of our information. Like, no probable cause. They have no probable cause. They can just go and get our intel from these telecom communication companies with the assistance, it says. Yes, please subscribe. Please subscribe. I want to make this YouTube channel, these live streams, much better, so I could bring up all this stuff. And you can see it while we go through it. Best I can do now is, it's down in the description, all the links. So when Snowden did that and I started reading about it, I realized, like, oh, this is treacherous. And when you read the articles that specifically state Republicans are trying to push this reauthorization for the next 2 years so they can get it in what they believe will be the Trump window. The Trump will be president, so then he can executive order whatever, kind of authoritarian, just make it last forever. And then that way, forever and a day, as technology improves, as we go into the virtual world and we all just, Ready Player One, sit in our houses while we, live in a virtual life and nobody ever has physical contact again, the government will have access to all that stuff. And that just seems a little bogus to me. I think if they want to be searching our metadata and our private intel that is on our phones, irregardless of what you do, I think they should have to go through the process just like they do in the physical world, just like they did for P. Diddler, and get, a warrant, have some kind of probable cause and prove that. That just seems like the most basic, bare bottom, scraping the literal bottom of the barrel process, like the most basic shit. And of course, it's the people in power, the people who want to keep that power, are going to be like, no, this is fine. We just can do it with no probable cause. We just need to be able to peek in case we have to. Where it's like, if you really need to look into somebody, you probably have the probable cause. You know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't be an issue. You should be able to go to a judge and be like, here's our probable cause. We really need this. Oh, it's frustrating. Ample Thought is out. Ooh, maybe that was a while ago. Peace, Ample Thought. Thank you. Subscribe to Ample Thought. Subscribe to Aerial Vectors. Subscribe to Seha. If Seha creates, I don't know if he does. I'm sorry that I haven't looked into that by now. I'm very sorry for that. I try to look into all the people who join up or, comment that they're a creator, because I love seeing the different kind of stuff that's out here. All right. I think I brought this to everybody's attention. Hopefully you act on it. If not, I get it too. I get that too. It's hard to stay active in this politrick arena. But it's just important that we understand what's going on. And that's happening today. That is happening today. Which is scary to think that, how they're setting it up. They're thinking of long-term ways to oppress us. That's why I always say, like, listen, if you don't think the wealthy are organized, and organized, not in a way to like be public servants, but in a way to consolidate their power and wealth. This is a prime example of that. They are literally figuring out that in 2 years from now, if Trump gets elected, he can, reauthorize this till the end of time. Um, and it's just scary. And that's why I bring you this live stream, the struggle, and I try to make some of the stuff funny and entertaining, but always like have some kind of information to bring to you, because we need to be organized too. Us, the working class, the people who are just trying to survive, just trying to live, just want to enjoy our families and go through life. We are a threat to their power, even if we're domicile, even if we're not threatening them. Just our existence. If we're not just working and making them money or being good, obedient citizens, the second you start asking questions, we become a threat. So it's important to understand that there is power in numbers. The power is to the people, and we do that by providing each other with solidarity, coming together. Whether we agree on everything or disagree, it's about having conversations, having a dialogue, and coming to an understanding that no matter what, we're not going to get everything we want every way. That's why I think people are so attracted to the supreme leader complex and the one guy who can fix it all and only him, because they just go, well, if everything aligns, all of my beliefs align with him, then I get everything I want. And that's just not how anything's going to be. That should be, it's like the people who say like nothing's for free. If something's for free, you're an idiot. It's just like that. Like, you're never going to get everything your way. This isn't Burger King. Or maybe it is America brought to you by Burger King. Maybe that's what Trump should do. You should get Burger King as a sponsor. Have it your way. Everything just your way. But these people are like, they're like flies to a shiny light, or a mosquito. What goes to a light? Moths to a light, and they just go right to him, thinking like he'll eradicate everything I don't like, which again is not very American. So I don't know how they can put themselves on flags and think that they're patriots when they're like, we're gonna eradicate everything in this country we don't like. I mean, that's really, it kind of is very on brand for America, but at the same time, it's like not democracy. But I just do this in hopes we can organize, in hopes we can come together, even through our disagreements, for the greater good. Because we've seen it happen. Look at all the workers organizing now and getting these ginormous pay raises. Donald Trump's stock down to 30 already. Oh man. And Seha, thank you so much for being in the comment. I look forward to our conversations, man. I love seeing you up in these comments. Is today Friday? I just realized that this week has been so, I thought Tuesday was Friday. I thought Thursday was Monday. Today I didn't even know what day it was. So it's Friday. Maybe I'll go live again late tonight. Especially if this vote, I don't know what time this vote happens. I know it's happening today. Again, this is a little more short notice. As soon as I read enough articles, I felt comfortable enough to bring this information. And plus, I kind of felt pressed for time because, Snowden tweeting in all caps. I'm like, holy shit, we got to act now. I wish you gave me the heads up, Yo, give a brother a day or two, and we can get on this a little more. I don't like this last minute stuff. But again, what is that telling of? That's telling of the government. They don't want you informed. They want you to have to be on the defensive. You have to react to the stuff they're already doing, and by then it's usually too late. So that's why I just wanted to bring this to you right now. Again, if you hit subscribe and the notification bell when I'm trying to bring this information to you, or trying to joke on these people, trying to dunk on these people. I wasn't really dunking on anyone. I'd like to dunk on Nancy Pelosi, that insider trader. She needs to be in prison, man. How is that broad in politics? Oh, I can't stand her. Anyways, sorry. So yeah, if you hit the notification bell, if I go live later tonight, and we'll maybe bookend this topic and see what happens, then you'll be alerted if you hit that notification bell. And to everybody who has subscribed, because I keep getting more subscribers every week, thank you so much. It has been a very trying, difficult time for me and my family. We lost our housing. I don't really want to get into it. It's very stressful. the mega corporation that owns thousands of homes told us, oh, we're going to sell. We're going to make some money on that. Screw your family. Screw the neighborhoods you live in. You know, we don't want people to form communities and raise kids there anymore. We just want to make some money. So it's been a very, very difficult time for my family, and part of the silver lining, even through all this and like the hecticness that it's been, I committed, I gave my word 5 days a week, every weekday, and I'm here. And I love doing this. This is my passion. I don't make any money from it. This is just something I love to do. This is what it took me a long time to figure out what my existence was for, and it's this. You know, just like radio. That's the other thing. If you can pray, if you're the praying type, you can pray for Jesus to resurrect my radio career, just like he resurrected himself on Easter weekend. That God's will be my way in this opening, this path that is beginning to show itself. It would mean the world to me if you could pray for that. Yeah. So yeah, you know, coming and seeing new subscribers, new people joining in, getting to converse in the comments, the live stream comments, has been a silver lining for me. So I thank you. I thank everybody who has subscribed, everybody who's been here for a long time too. Thank you. You guys mean the world to me. It's really rad of you. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. We need to follow up though on this. I think this is an important one. You know, we need to make what's his name? What's Snowden's first name? I almost called him Eric. I was thinking Eric Trump. Donald Snowden? Shit, why am I forgetting his name? Johnny Snowden? Is it Eric Snowden? What's his name? Mike Snowden? Johnny? Belair Snowden? What is... Oh my God. How have I totally blanked on Snowden's name? It's not Eric. It's not Johnny. Is it Bill? Is it Tony Snowden? Not Michael Snowden. Like every white guy's almost named Michael. What does he look like? Rubik's Snowden? Can anybody tell me in the comments? Is it Eric Snowden? It can't be Eric Snowden. Johnny Snowden. Paul Snowden. Edward. Jesus, thank you so much. Thank you, Sean. See, my brain is scattered right now. As soon as I start talking about the things that have been stressing me out, I literally lose control of my thoughts because the stress is such a heavy weight. So thank you, Sean. Holy crap. Old Eddie Snowden. Old Eddie Snowden. He works for the people. And I love that in his bio. He says, I used to work for the government, now I work for the people. God bless him. My middle name. There you go. So you couldn't forget. I could forget. Even though I rewatched the ending of The Last Kingdom, and they talk about King Edward, so I should have remembered that. If you haven't seen The Last Kingdom, one of my favorite shows ever, about Uhtred, son of Uhtred of Bebbanburg, and the forming of England. Cool, true to life, a little bit exaggerated tale of the Danes coming to England and invading, and the formation of what would become known as England. So if you want a cool show and you're into Vikings and medieval times and stuff like that, which, you know, I love, check it out. Last Kingdom. All right, I'm out of here. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell in case we go live later, but I give you my word, 5 days a week. I think it's Friday. I'm not really sure. I hope you have a great day, and sending you good energy, and just keep your head up, keep positive, keep going for it. You never know what tomorrow brings. And I thank you so much for joining me, because it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Peace. Salute.